Ryan Habisan Homan, Reading Innovator. In 2008, right after passing the licensure examination for teachers, Ryan Habisan Homan volunteered at Old Magisa Elementary School, which was reopened upon his request. To spare the community's children from the daily 2-hour hike to the nearest school, which is in the next barangay, Ryan woke up at 5 o'clock every morning to tread the same path the kids used to take. But that was only the beginning. Ryan discovered that a good number of his students either had poor reading comprehension or were non-readers, despite being in elementary school. This reading problem impaired the students' capacity for learning, resulting to poor grades and high dropout rates. And so began Ryan's advocacy of breaking the cycle of non-learning by bringing the discipline of and the love for reading to his students through unique and inventive ways. He started by creating reading spaces in the school grounds in place of libraries that they did not have. This encouraged students to develop a reading habit. He also hosted school reading parties and staged mini theater and puppet shows to make reading more appealing to the students. To reach out to children who had no access to school because of where they lived, Ryan started Balsa Basa, a raft that served as a floating library for those who lived near riverbanks. And for those who lived in mountains, he brought books to them through Walk for Knowledge. But Ryan understands that to be able to make a difference in the lives of more children, he needed support from the community. So he trained nanay teachers to become reading tutors. And he also enlisted the help of his more advanced students to become little teachers to their peers. This did not only allow him to expand the reach of his program, it also cultivated a culture of volunteerism in the community. But making his community the model for reading programs was no easy feat. In addition to the lack of funding for educational materials, which forced Ryan to shell out personal funds, his biggest challenge was resistance. Parents complained that the supplementary reading activities held in the late afternoons to early evenings were exhausting for their children. But Ryan was firm in his resolve. His sacrifice eventually paid off as the literacy rate improved. This convinced non-believers and gained him support from within and even outside his community. His efforts generated unexpected media attention, and the publicity led to donations from philanthropic individuals and organizations, not only in the Philippines but overseas as well. Inspired by his example, his fellow educators strive to improve themselves and their teaching skills as they continue to participate in and build upon the reading programs that Ryan started. Despite the recognitions, the ultimate reward for Ryan remains the same, being able to change the lives of his students for the better by sharing with them his passion for reading. Ryan's advocacy, fueled by his love for his students and a strong desire to serve, has changed the lives of children. Because of Ryan, these small-town kids have become big readers and will soon be ready to take on the big world. This year's Reading Innovator, Ryan Habisan Homan.